I used to catch bees and pull their wings off and turn them into big ants. And yeah, and how you do it is bee come, I used to slap it out of the air, slap it to the ground, step on it a little bit, pull the wings off, and then just have it into like a little crawling bud. Until one day, one of them motherfuckers stung me, and it all made sense why I had better shit to do in my time.
I'm sending you my therapist contact right now.
I'm sending the police.
Yeah.
Fucking serial
I'm sending
killer.
an environmentalist. That's how we got global
Let's go ahead and put
Yeah,
this,
man.
let's put this to a vote, man. What we doing? We doing lines? Or we
We're going
doing,
CP to jail. That's what we vote. Guilty. That's my vote. Guilty.
Sociopath.
Fucking bees, you understand me?
Growing up, I invented pigeon punching, and we got in trouble downtown. You get behind, so pigeons fly like this. So somebody would get behind a pigeon and scare them, and as they're coming up, I would jump and uppercut them.
The serial killer. She's killed.
Oh my God. Other people give them Alka-Seltzer, make them blow up. I just punch them in the stomach. I was young.
Hey, hold up. Who was hanging with? What gang of misfits?
Are they flying that slow?
So what happens is they're on the ground. The pigeons are on the ground, but they don't just go straight up. They go up at an angle. So right when somebody comes behind them and scare them, you run and like Super Mario. Right.
That's that H.
And
that's that H. That's that hyper. That's that H.
Did any of them like fall out the sky and not move again?
That's just not having.
And you like connected, like you connected.
Yes, you want to.
They'd be like, like what would they say?
Yeah, that's like that.
That's wild.
This white woman cussed us out so bad downtown. Never forget
it. How old were you, Kadisha?
17.
17, like a little kid.
You can't be. You got to be grown to get a punch into a pigeon. You can't.
But
that's an alley. I blocked my mom once. I didn't know. She was like, her and my stepdad were like, they were home, and then she was like, "Hey, you want to take my car and go to the mall or something?" And I was like, "Take your car? I don't have a license." I was like,
damn.
I was like 14.
I'm 10.
I was like, I don't have a license. She was like, "Oh, well, you want to, I don't know, go to the movies or go play with your friends?" I was like, "No, they all in the house. I think I'm gonna just stay here and play my game." And she was like, "Okay." And then she walked away. I was like, "That was weird." Next thing I know, I just started hearing moans, and I just left the house.
So she said,
she
said,
tried.
"Fuck it."
I tried to want him, but I paid the rent here.
Yeah.
So
that was
that's
her
crazy.
house.
I think it was like I should have went to the movies.
I should have went to the movies. I should have created something.
Because what happened is I had lost this. I got mad money that time from everybody on Zooming with the homies because the tooth that I had in there had fell out. It was just like a push up. They had did it wrong back in the day, but I had lost that tooth in a dominoes game in college, right? And
are you for real? Wait, hold on.
I'm dead ass. We could call my best friend on the phone. Not only that, I dominoed and got 20. And right when I hit the table, it said domino, like slammed down, the tooth fell out. And I was in Idaho playing with the Idaho football players, dead ass. Grown bunch of niggas at the table. And my shit just, and
what?
Oh my God. I'll never forget. And it wasn't painful. It just came out when I said domino, y'all. People still talk about that story to this day. And I mean, could you just, everybody was just like, you gotta laugh at yourself so you're not embarrassed, but I was highly embarrassed, but I had to play it off.
In Los Angeles, this happened. This is based on a true story. I was dating a chick, and I thought we were dating.
You were dating,
and so she had came over to my crib.
Chick-fil-A.
She had came over to my crib.
Why did you think you were dating?
Because we had gone out to eat several times.
Oh, your food date.
Shut up.
You're
so she
saying
lost
her phone
her.
as food.
This is. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the story. So she literally lost her phone. And so we were looking for a phone. I'm like, well, let me just call. She's like, no, we can look for it. I'm like, let me call it.
Oh, shit.
Called the phone.
No.
My number was registered under PF Chang's. And that's where we used to go. And that's where we used. That's why I used to always take her.
She didn't have your name?
No, she had me under PF Chang's.
Let me tell you something.
She had you under broccoli beef?
Yes.
Your
I feel
broccoli
like the
beef?
biggest sucker. I feel like, and I knew it was wrong because the first time we went on a date, she ordered a meal and then she boxed it immediately. and then she ordered something else.
Yo,
Listen,
I swear, I wish I was making it up.
Hold on,
She
Pat.
boxed it.
Pat, let me tell you this other
Bruh,
double
she
story, which
boxed
is
it.
even worse than this.
Wait,
He said, no, Pat, listen, this one's worse. This girl called Doughboy when she was like, yo, what up, Doe? He's like, what up? He was like, I could go for some lobster garlic noodles from this specific restaurant. He was like, okay.
Wait, say that again?
The girl called Doughboy. I was walking with him at ADD at this time. She goes, hey, man, what's up, Doe? I was chilling at work. You know what I could go for? Some lobster garlic noodles from whatever the restaurant was.
PF Chang's.
Oh, it was that girl.
Yes.
I didn't realize.
Based on a true story. I got my heart broke all over again hearing him say that. Listen, it is a fact. So you can be out here.
What happened? I finished that.
Took her.
I took her.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to get them draws.
What do you mean? He
I
took her.
could go for some.
Right.
That was her open. I was next to him. That was her opening.
It happened.
And you know what's crazy? She probably had a homegirl right next to her, like, bitch, watch this.
So that's the dangers of dating.
There was so many fights at Skateland, dog.
Like, skating rinks are all about fight. My dad got jumped in a skating rink in like the 40s.
In the 40s?
I'm not old.
No, I don't know when it was, but it was before the blood sign. Let me tell you that. Because he said that he was skating, and it was like, you know, it was like old shit. And like there was some group of guys and stuff, and he went like this because it meant A-OK back then. He went like
hilarious.
and beat his ass.
Wow.
You couldn't even be positive.
It's manageable, but it's still prison.
Okay, because Harris County is not as nice as Fort Bend. Fort Bend was pretty nice. They had like a microwave, they had a gym, they had like a book thing.
Is this from personal experience?
Sounds like it. It sounds like a personal experience.
So, but I went back to back. Like I went 2 days in Harris County, 2 days in Fort Bend, 2 days in Harris County. I had like 30 warrants. So like Fort Bend was nice. They had like lunch trays and stuff and like vegetarian meals, but the Harris County was all cement, all of that. So I mean, it depends.
And this is why I told y'all we need to start doing background checks before we start hiding these people in town. You don't know who the fuck we on this fucking podcast
Why is
with.
30 warrants? Were they like targets?
All no, all dining.
How many Pokemon violations before they lock you up? What did you do?
I just wasn't paying. Like I would get tickets for like no insurance, no registration, speeding tickets. Assault,
Maybe you should have been driving. Just stop driving.
You thought if you forgot about them, they would just go away?
They would forget you.
The world works.
It was, I got arrested. After a show. I was right by the house, and the dude was like, "I really don't want to take, but like I gotta take you to jail." He was like, "I can't. There's no way I can't." He was like, "I don't want to." It was a black man. He was like, "I really don't." And I was like, "You ain't got to." I was with my brother and my fiance. It was embarrassing. So yeah.
Because so I had to lie to Bean and tell her that the fruit flies were my friends. She's super terrified of the flies. So she was like, "Mommy's friends, mommy's friends." Do you know that they pulled me in the office at school because this motherfucker then told the people at the school that she's scared to go to sleep at night because my friends be on her. So now we gotta have, and I'm explaining to the people that it's the damn flies. So I was like, bring her in here, and it's the flies. But I have regular size flies, and I had a bunch of fruit flies. So I lied and was like, they're my friends. Those are my friends. So she would stop panicking. Because you'll hear Bean. She'd be like, "Mommy, your friends are in here." She told the people at the school she's scared to go to sleep because my friends.
Oh my God.
Y'all don't even know how sick I was. Do you understand?
So the police came.
They didn't come. They brought her in, and you know they have the little cards. Well, it wasn't a card. It was like a picture. I'm like, "It's the flies." And they were like, "Yeah, that's mommy's friends." I had made a video where I was crying and talk about it, but then I never posted it because I was like, I didn't even tell her dad. So I didn't feel like.
Yo. Let me tell you a story. I went to the park with my kids, right? Just me and them. There's a park not too far from the house. They have a basketball hoop. I went to Target, bought a Spalding ball, blew that bitch up. You understand me? And I proceeded to hoop. These white guys and this old black man came over there and said, "Hey, young blood, you want to run a 2-on-2?" I said, "Sure, why not? You look old, they look white. I feel favorable in this position." When I tell you the pick and rolls, the behind the backs, the three. The threes, you understand me? The
fundamentals.
the shoulder shakes. My daughter was like, "Do you even know how to play?" to this day, when I play 2K, my youngest daughter, who has not learned to filter, be like, if it's not gonna help you really play basketball.
Like, I have bombed at some funerals, boy. I bombed at my dad's funeral, and this is my dad. I was like, nigga, y'all not gonna fuck.
You didn't get the pity laugh?
This is my father. Because
cry or laugh.
Oh, I was hitting him with the joke to try and make me not cry. And I said, because it was a woman who went up before me, and she was like, y'all better get right with the Lord. Y'all better get right with him because life is short. And then I went up there and I was like, well, I guess we all better get right with the Lord. Crickets. The guy was like, well, this ain't Marty.
He was in there like, yeah, we do.
Woo. Nigga, this is my father.
Nigga, you went to a funeral and said, this isn't my audience?
Oh, the same audience.
No, funny thing about that. One time I was smashing a chick, right? And I was trying to like hold myself. She was like, no.
Smashing.
No, for real. She was like, no, put it on me. It's cool. She was like, put your weight on me. I was like,
She said, put it on
No,
me?
she was like, for real, you need to be comfortable. I was like, all right. So I let it go. She was like, wait. All right. Not all of it.
You bit off more than I can chew.
Like, nigga,
Not all of it.
Were you holding yourself up?
Yes, because you know how we do with the arms. I'll put it down. She was just like, wait. Not all of it.
30%. 30%.
She went to survival mode. She's like, wait, that was great. Hold on. What? Hold on.
Can you plank? Could you plank it?
I got really embarrassed at the bus stop once, so it's a trigger point.
Oh,
No, it wasn't a fight.
Bus
I was
story.
dating this guy, and he was buying me a car, but then he told me that I had to stay home. He was like, that means you're going to be in the house by 8 o'clock, whatever. So I broke up with him, right? 2 years later, I'm on my way to work at the bus stop, and this nigga pulled up on me and said, these niggas still got you on the bus.
Was there other people at the bus stop too? Waiting?
Never forget that. He said, these niggas still got you on the bus.
And he peeled off after
peeled
that?
off and just peeled off, huh?
He drove off after he said that?
No, he didn't pull off, you guys. He sat there, and you gotta understand, I worked at Garfield. It wasn't that far from my house. That nigga followed the bus, and when I got off, he was just like, you want to just fuck with me and get like, he did a lot.
Wait, he followed the bus?
That nigga might be the greatest nigga in the world.
I love him. Crazy.
The bus.
He didn't just give you a ride. He waited for you.
No, because
you had a point to prove, Patrick.
At the YMCA? What position did you play in basketball, nigga?
Nigga, I was obviously a far bench point guard, but you want to talk about a nigga who used to have the bench rolling, nigga. It was the coaches would be like, they gotta pay attention to the game. I'm sorry. The guys throw some shit out the other team. Like, oh my God, bro. I was like Pat Bev, but just from the bench. You know what I'm saying? Talking hella shit. You feel me?
You entertained the bench. That's hilarious.
Yes, man.
Yeah, you
Nah, we need CP. It's a game
Everybody
day.
has a role to play, man. Everybody has a role to play.
You know what it was though? I had my most stage fright playing sports, and that's so crazy because I can get on stage and be so cool, but like playing sports, like my heart would be beating so fast, I would be so nervous. It'd be hard. Like, I could do it in practice, but in the game, bro, I used to be like,
because of the game or because of there's people watching?
I don't know. Like not only my mom was there, but like everybody's mom was there. It was a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never verbalized this. I never told my parents why I suck so bad, but I was just hella nervous for the game.
No, you suck just because you suck.
You suck.
I was about to say, this is the most interesting way somebody's ever said I wasn't good at basketball.
Right. I was so nervous.
I remember what year I got musty. I was in seventh grade.
How old were you?
I was in 7th grade. Okay, I had an S-curl kit, and I had the activator in a small bottle with me to make sure my shit stayed moist. I was walking down the highway, and I caught a whiff. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I didn't have deodorant on me. Had never bought any. Only thing I had was that activator. You best believe I went to the bathroom and threw that activator underneath my arm. I was like, maybe it'll just keep it wet so it won't smell bad.
Why would you put activator?
I don't know, man. I didn't have no other. I went to the bathroom.
Is this major armpit hair like super curly?
I went to the bathroom. I took those brown paper towels and I wiped it first, and I put some activator on the inside of my arm, and I put it on the outside of the shirt because it had already come through. At this point, I was like,
God.
it was halfway of the day. I was like, I just got to salvage the rest of the day. I'm not answering no questions in class. I'm not raising no arms. I'm not eating lunch. I was like, I just got to be still.
Here, what's wrong?
You right, bro. I saw my dad fight. He did, but he won though. But I never forgot that, and I'm never gonna forget that.
What was your dad fighting for?
I dropped for CP.
We was in Brightmoor. We was in Brightmoor. You know, my dad was in the hood politics. I was hooping. This nigga named Snap walked up to me and was like, tell your daddy he owe me that motherfucking money. And I'm a kid. I'm not even in that. So I'm like, what? All right. So then my dad was coming home from work. I said, Dad, this guy named Snap said he wanted his motherfucking money. He said, what? So then I heard him telling my stepmom and all his friends, like, he got my motherfucking son in this. And then sure enough, Snap was walking down the street. And my dad said, what's up, man? Let me holler at you. And then it was like, you know, he's like, man, I don't want to hear it, bro. You got my money. I don't want to hear it. Holler at me. He said, keep my motherfucking name out your beat. And then I was in the
say mouth. He connected for mouth.
He didn't say mouth. You know what that remind me of? Remember that bus driver who knocked that girl out? You going to jail today? It's like that. We were waiting for it today. He tricked us and didn't give us it today. It was an uppercut. And that's what my dad did. He snuck dude. And I respect
CP. I started catching a bus by myself because I was going to school in St. Louis, but I was still living in East St. Louis. So I was catching like 4 buses, and I started playing the bass clarinet in 7th grade. So I'm running at the buses with this bass clarinet. This is the long. It's like 3.5 feet long. Backpack
that
on.
thing looked like a brief. So you really did have a briefcase.
Like a rifle briefcase. It's like a briefcase with 4 rifles. Yeah,
here. You look like Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness when he was running with those. Stop the bus.
That's exactly what it was.
You had a kid early. Y'all was in the public restroom.
Yeah, was Will Smith. In case anybody does not know what the bass clarinet is. It is the most old man instrument.
So big.
I started with the clarinet in 6th grade, but that's like a starter instrument. So I got good with the clarinet in 7th grade. The band teacher gave it to somebody else, and he put me on the bass clarinet. He's like, I think you're ready. I was like, I don't want this nigga. He tried to hype me up. I think you're ready for this thing, man.
It could go down anywhere though. I just did a show in San Diego. It was like real nice downtown. They prayed for me literally on the corner. They were so drunk. They prayed for me, and then everybody the same people that was praying started fighting and beat up a white dude in front of me. Like it was. Whoa. Yeah, it was a nice area too. Like this was nice. And then I got prayed for.
Where were you at?
Chula Vista, and then we went downtown. When I went downtown San Diego, that's when it was just like mobs of people, and then they like, yeah. And then we got love out there too.
Laugh Factory.
I did a spot called the Search. It was called the Search or something like the Search Bar or something like that. But it was big, like 400 people there. But we got love out there, you know. And they was like, "Oh, what's up, Brent?" And like they started taking pictures with me. And then one of the dudes, he was drunk, and he was like, "Can I pray for you?" And he was bigger than me, so I was like, "All right," like so. I let him pray. He was hella big, and so he like huddled like 4 people together, and like he prayed good, like he prayed for a long time, like almost fell asleep. And then next thing I know, I got in my car. I got in my car, and then next thing I know, like they just start fighting and beating this dude up right in front, like beating this dude up bad, like beating it, like blood flying everywhere, like the dude looking at me in the eye doing this. I just drove away.
He looked at you.
I had already got prayed for it, so I just drove away.
Wait a minute. So a nigga on the ground made eye contact with you? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Shut up.
You was the only one down there. Like, man, what you gonna do?
That's what I did. And I don't want no judgment. My baby father got accidentally arrested for a diamond heist, right? So the lady pointed.
Hold on, man. Kanisha, we be trying to let you finish, but you start a story so fucking wild. Like it's natural, normal, baby. That's not natural.
Yeah. So he was going to deliver a car, right? Mind you, keep this in mind. We had went to Starbucks earlier. So this lady had pointed him out. They had the old white lady point, and she was saying it was him. And he's like, I'm not a part of a diamond heist. So he called, and even when I get to the bail bondsman people, they were like, this bail is crazy high. This must be something serious. I'm like, he does not do nothing serious. Come to find out, he's being accused of a diamond heist, right? So they end up letting him go, but that's originally what it was. So he called me from the jail, but I was watching porn, and I finished before I got up and went down to the bail bonds place. I was like, all right, if he already locked up, then I might as well finish what I was doing, right?
What's another 20 minutes?
To make it friends.
Different. I would have finished too.
Yeah. So, but
process.
Yeah. I still got the little mugshot and everything. He looked so sad.
Wait, Kanisha,
yeah.
so the accidental part was the diamond heist happened, but he wasn't a part of it.
But he wasn't a part of it. No, but the lady is, they have her and she's saying that it is him. And
was it like a sketch artist?
No, it was the lady who was robbed. One of the people, she's saying that he robbed her. The right lady is saying that she robbed her. And what had happened is, and I said, to me, it sounded like an insurance scam. They were having a meeting at Starbucks and our Starbucks was in the car. And he's like, nah, me and my girl had went to Starbucks earlier. So she had like all the diamonds at the Starbucks from some meeting and they took all of them, which is a weird place.
Why
so to
would
me,
you go to Starbucks?
it was crazy. I think it was an insurance scam, honestly.
Gotta be.
And then they wanted my baby father to take the fall.
$1,000 meeting at a Starbucks that's just open to the public at any time.
My life. Okay, I thought I was gonna lose my baby father.
The fact that the only evidence they have is like, well, you have Starbucks in the car. It must have been you.
Yes.
You know how many people go to Starbucks?
Right. Yeah, it was crazy.
What detectives was these?
Pictures?
Well, the detectives don't get there till the next day. So the police, and I was talking to them. I was like, listen, I'm just sitting outside the jail, nothing I could do. And they because they weren't releasing him on bond. They gave the bond, but they still weren't releasing him yet. So, and then when I seen I had to pay $10,000 that I didn't have, I was like, this thing might have to stay in there. Like, let's see. I was like, wait till the morning to talk to the detectives. And then the detectives were mad as fuck because they was like, this story don't even make no sense.
Of a bail bond.
Yeah, and 10,000 was 10%. It was a huge. That's why they were like, this must be something major. It's like, what did he do? But they was accusing him of a diamond heist. So
that's insane.
Man,
it was like, is that a grande frappuccino on ice? Get him, boys, we found him. Send him in.
Sorry.
Is that a grande frappuccino on ice? Get him, boys, we found him.